Sure. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of them sessions, Candid Conversations. We're blessed, highly favored, happy to be around, festive season and all them type of things. Yeah, we're in here. And it's a blessing to be here. We get to know about that more later. Definitely. Love and blessing. Shout out to everybody, wherever you linked from. Yeah, we're beaming to you from a secret location in the outskirts of London, reaching out to every massive out there. Yeah, we're in here. A big shout out to all my sponsors, a big shout out to all my well wishes, a big shout out to Baraka Roses, a big shout out to Bush and Wine Adventures, and definitely a big shout out to Sakata Kandanda, my man Jonjo, I see what you're doing. A big shout out to Sanayetu Taani, my man Chris, I see what you're doing. It's festive season. It's a blessing to be here. Yeah. Not forgetting a big shout out to and Wafulo Strike organizations, right? OWF, we love you people. Well, what you're doing behind the scenes and all that type of thing there. It's another one of them times we're in here. We're feeling blessed, like I said before. So we're crisscrossing across the globe, reaching everywhere. So we managed to touch down in Columbus, South Carolina. And over there, listen, we bumped up to this Empress Trinidadian heritage with some Hungarian mix up over there, but the vibes are so real. You know what? We said, let's link up, let's break bread, let's know what's happening over there. And a big shout out to Sister Zion Rock, Rachel. We love you, definitely. So it's a blessing. And without further ado, I'll introduce you to Sunshyne T. How you keeping, my sister? You all right?
Blessed love. I am honored and privileged to be in your presence, King.
Definitely, sister. Same case here. Honored and privileged. And it's one of them things where the vibes just connect, isn't it?
Yes,
how is it over your, I know it's cold, it's festive season and all that thing there. How are you keeping though through all this?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm alive, so I'm grateful, you know what I mean? And as long as I'm inside, I'm warm. It's when I go outside.
It's a different story, yeah?
Right.
Right. Listen, really nice to be able to connect like this and, you know what I mean, vibe a little bit and all that thing there, yeah? So talk to me about like, I'm feeling the vibes over here.
Give thanks.
Yeah. Ooh. So talk to me, my sister. Give us a little background about Sunshyne P and how you came to be here. We're giving us such these type of vibes.
So I was born in the States, right? But I am Trinidadian and Honduran. I am heavily influenced by the Caribbean culture, West Indian culture, more specific. And music is my love language. So I've been singing a very, very long time.
Okay.
It's my first love, actually. And along my journey, I've had the pleasure of meeting quite a few producers and industry people from all genres, and it's been amazing. So I used to sing in choirs and choruses, and I used to be in the Army, so that's what brought me to the South.
Hold on a minute. Too fast for that. Okay.
Rewind.
Born in the States. Where about in the States?
So I was born in New Jersey. But I lived in my younger years, I lived in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. So you're born in New Jersey, then went back in Trinidad, then came back to South Carolina now, yeah?
Correct. So the military brought me to South Carolina and I stayed.
Oh, okay. Listen, when you was growing up, right? What what was the kind of song? What was the setting like? What were you listening to when you was growing up?
So I grew up in a Christian household, right? So a lot of Jimmy Swaggart and
I know.
Billy Graham and
I know.
all right, a lot of that.
Dress
And
up well for the Sunday service.
all
I know them
right.
thing there.
And that was inside the house. And when I go
Yeah.
outside the house, when I was living in Trinidad, lots of soca,
Oh yeah.
reggae,
Yeah.
Bob Marley,
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh, heavily McGregor, Dennis Brown, everything, like all the greats.
All the great.
And the Marcia Griffiths,
Oh, Sister Marcia.
all the goodness. So I was heavily influenced by that. And of course, I wasn't allowed to go to Carnival when I was younger because they said it's the devil's playground.
All
So I used
right,
to
all
sneak
right.
and look at stuff.
All right, I see that. I see that there.
When I came back to the States, I was heavily influenced by hip hop,
Oh, yeah.
pop,
Mm.
Boy George and
Everybody, you
George
basically
Michael
you are
and Cyndi
consuming
Lauper.
everything.
Everything,
Everything,
Whitney
everything.
Houston, everything.
Yeah.
I was into everything.
And that's
So
what,
it's like,
beg your pardon, I'm wondering, like, Trinidadian born, like, soca is a staple. Soca is, you know what I mean? Soca is the thing out there. You see what I'm saying?
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So,
But they
anyway,
did play a lot of reggae out there. They had a lot of
I
the
know.
old school reggae. Yeah.
I'm a living testament to that. Like, I'm from Africa, Kenya, 254 to be precise.
Yeah.
I can't stop telling people how reggae is like a heartbeat of the community. You see what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely,
every barber shop, every kiosk where you go to buy things is reggae. Like, you know what I mean? The greats, but the greats is like Dennis Brown, Garnet Silk, them lot there. You know what I mean? The greats.
right.
Isla, the Kalonji, all that. It's like, it's a staple. It's more than pop, right? So he said that old school reggae, like the greats, and then like the local artists. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, I see what you're talking about. So then you came back to the States in the army, and you stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in the South through the military.
All right. So take us through the journey of you now realizing, like, yeah, you got this talent and you can pursue this. How did that come about?
So I used to write poems, right? Because I'm a songwriter now. But I used to write poems long time ago. Every time I get in trouble, when we put me on punishment, I'll write a poem about it, right?
Yeah,
and
nowadays they say you vent.
Yeah, that's how I meant, and I escaped my punishment.
Yeah.
And also my mom used to sing in her chorus in church, so I would listen, and she said I would always correct her from young. So I had an affinity for music by ear from young.
Okay.
Fast forward, I sang in the Army chorus.
Ah.
And when somebody heard me in the Army chorus, they wanted to sign me to a group when I was in the military. But shortly after getting married at that time, I got pregnant with my first child and I couldn't travel like that with them.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of stuff locally, still singing with the Army chorus, but locally, couldn't do it out of the country with them. And then after that, just did different things musically. People would hear my voice, so I started singing background with different artists, singing with different choruses and things of that nature. And then they were like, my voice was too powerful in the background.
I had a lot. The ladies like, hey.
Like, calm that down. Too much.
During rehearsals, they're reminding you, yeah.
Right.
Don't hit that note that long. Yeah.
You know what? So I thought my highest aspiration was to be a background singer because Luther Vandross you remember Luther Vandross?
Yeah.
His background singers were just
the poem, like he let them rock. The
Sinead O'Connor and
he let them rock, and you'd be like, woo.
Yeah, they were powerful. So I was like, ooh, I want to be a background singer. So I went pursuing how to be a background singer, and the different artists that I would sing with, jazz musicians, gospel artists and things, they were like, your voice is powerful. You
Too
need to
strong
be,
to be
yeah, you need to be singing up front. So I started writing songs. I realized my poems could be structured as songs. So I started writing songs. So I released an album back in like 2014. And then, got my critiques from that, got feedback from it. I opened for Beanie Man on two of the songs on that first album. And then from there, I just kept going.
You're not gonna do this.
Hola.
You're not just gonna mention the dancehall king, yeah? And then we just keep going on like nothing happened. You see me?
I gotta give you a little bit of time.
You see me? You're not doing that, sister. Hold up. So you basically you share the same stage with the king of the dancehall.
Yes.
One and only, David Moses.
And you know what? His whole entourage got there a little bit late, so I had his entire crowd. It was amazing. And they received me well. And
when was this?
This was in 2015.
Ooh.
Actually, no, that's not true. It was Mother's Day weekend 2014.
Wow.
It was Mother's Day week. It was a month after I released my album.
Wow.
It was Mother's Day weekend 2014.
That was a moment, yeah?
Oh my gosh.
That was a moment.
That was unreal. Like there was so much that happened that weekend that was very I had tragedy happen that weekend. But in the same space, it was like evolution. Like
I think it's one of them things where like it's just where the energy is convinced, you know what I mean?
Oh
what the negative energy convinces, but then the positive stands out type of situation, you know what I mean? A landmark moment, it established something inside you. You see what I'm saying?
It did.
Yeah, you took something away, you're like, okay, I know there's negatives to this, I know this, but there's some affirmation that's just kind of, you know what I mean? But when they told you like you can sing, you're powerful, you can sing, you can be the lead, that was one of them. Can I ever share a stage with, you know what I mean, with the renowned name type of thing, yeah?
Right.
So what are the artists that you kind of like was a backup singer for?
So I was background singing in a jazz band with a gospel artist named Blanche McAllister Dyke.
All right.
And she had this Christian jazz band at the time. So I was singing with that band, singing background for them. A jazz musician named Sherry Marie. Sang background for her. I'm a co-lead vocalist on another jazz band with Walter Hemingway. He's of the Root Doctors.
Okay.
He formed a jazz band. Oh gosh, so many. I have opened for Jonathan Butler.
Wow, you're heavily linked with the jazz session of the thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't play, the jazz musicians don't play. It's a calling over there.
Yeah, it's
over
different.
There, yeah, it's different. It's different over there.
It's different. Yeah. I've had really momentous, monumental experiences with music. It's a path that is already scripted and it's very unorthodox. And I know I'm divinely guided because the spaces I've shared and the stages I've shared strictly by invitation, like it's divinely guided.
You see, yeah, I bet so, because when you talk about music and you talk about jazz is kind of like the cream or whatever type of music it is. You know what I mean? It's for practitioners.
Yeah.
It's not for, you know what I mean?
It's not studio singing. It's not studio singing.
It's not one of them, I'm here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. You see what I'm saying? It's for practitioners. So when a jazz musician, whatever form, style, or fashion, be him a keyboardist, be him like whatever, a saxophonist, when they tell you something about music, yeah, you know what I mean? They know what they're talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing. So basically, there was enough experience in your line with music before we came to hear this.
So great.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thinking about those times you showed real love to me. The times you held me tight, I felt that energy. You wrapped me up so tight, no harm could come to me. Now I'm strong, I can stand on my own. And there's so much I can say. Your love and life brought me from a mighty long way. Could go for hours, see the flowers start to overtake. Make sure you know that how I feel about you.
Five. Listen, one question. What made
Yes.
you like right now? I'm sure, like you say, it's written there in the stars, divine intervention. What makes you gravitate towards reggae music or the reggae affiliate?
So it's the frequencies, it's the
Mm,
tones, it's the, by profession, I do testing on hearts,
mm,
and the heartbeat keeps the tempo of the entire body.
mm,
And it's just something about tempo and beats and rhythms inside of reggae that
mm,
has such a raw, organic energy and love inspired and
mm.
unity inspired. And that's my life.
All right.
And it makes me feel, I don't know if you've ever heard of people trying to find themselves,
I
right?
know. Oh, yeah.
And for me, I I found myself in that.
Okay.
So even though I'm a soulful voice on top
Mhm,
of Caribbean beats, reggae beats, Afro beats,
mhm.
it's just
It's
I
the rawness.
identify.
You identify with the rawness inside there. I tend to say the raw honesty. You know what I mean?
Yes,
There's some honesty where you feel like, okay, this is my vibe. You know what I mean? I can vibrate in I can
in
vibrate
that space.
positively inside this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the additives maybe might be like a different kick, a different snare, whatever, Afrobeat snare, Afrobeat, or the horns, the sax, the jazz sax, but I'm vibrating honestly inside this
Yes,
pocket type of situation. I see you, my sister. I see you.
yes.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. You see, I came to realize this over the COVID time where, you know what I mean? Where you're not supposed, you know what I mean? Where there's all being a DJ where you all every weekend you out and this rare thing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sitting stuck, you're like, whoa, week 3, oh, week 4, oh my days. You know what I mean? That's when you know, like your little pick the end that well behaved, you know.
Right.
You're like, whoa,
Right.
you know what I mean? Did he just say that? Like everybody, so yeah, it was that's when I reinvented, like I had to look at self again at myself, like, okay, oh, so I thought this was that, but actually it's this way. You see them things right there, yeah? And among
Right.
that's when like this candid conversation grew and all that, and the idea is like just when you're chatting to your mates, you're trying to reason with people who you're on the same frequency with, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a thing like where you think like, when you're talking to your mom or your sister and they say something that resonates and you go home, you're like, whoa, somebody else should hear about this, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was one of them, and it's like a beautiful time, right? So talk
Yeah,
to me about like your writing process. You're saying you're a songwriter, isn't it?
I am.
How's that?
I've written all my songs, and that song you were just playing,
Mm-hmm.
case in point, the beginning of this year,
Mm.
I had COVID.
Whoa.
So the end of last year, coming into this year, the end of last year, I ended up having the flu. The flu
Mm-hmm.
turned into COVID for me.
Mm.
And while I was laying flat, and I'm usually the caregiver for patients, I usually
Mm.
take care of patients. While I was laying flat, my mother took care of me hand and foot. My mother came and took care of me.
Mm.
And I realized there's a lot of people that don't have their moms or their parents. And it was a blessing to me to have someone love me so deeply. And also, in addition to that and above that, God kept me. He showed me grace in spite of myself. So he could have not allowed me to continue to exist in that moment.
For a reason, yeah, he kept you alive for a reason.
But he kept me, and it was a blessing to me. And I wrote that song while I was laying flat on my back and couldn't move. I wrote that song. And while I was laying flat on my back, a friend of mine, Calypso Dawn, he's a soca artist, and we were vibing back and forth. And he said, you know, I got this rhythm I want you to be on. And he sent me that rhythm, and it's from SB1. He's a producer out of Burkina Faso.
Oh, shout out SB1 from Burkina Faso.
Yeah. And so when I heard that rhythm, it inspired those lyrics because I laid there thinking about how much a blessing it was to have my mother and have God on my side. And that's what came out of it. That song came out of that.
Big tune, big tune. And for another time.
Give thanks.
Listen, I'm a mama's boy, yeah, like I say, yeah, I'm a mama's boy, yeah. And I'm from Africa, where, you know, you're supposed to be tough and all that rare thing, yeah? So you can imagine my dad say, he shoot, and my mom's like, nah, leave him. That's me, you see what I'm saying? So you can't tell me about mama's love. I know about mama's love, for real, they ones there, you see what I'm saying? You see that? Mama said,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So you know, you understand.
Oh, I know.
You understand.
Well, even when mama's love so huge, you see your sister and the rest of them vex. That's me. Until the rest of them vex. You see what I'm saying?
So you're the favorite.
Yeah. I know that for the rest of them vex. That's me. Yeah. Yeah, but that's why I told you I vibrated to this for whatever reason before you even spoke about it. I'm like, yo, this is my kind of vibe. And I realized, like, as a DJ also, I get caught up in like how to move the crowd and thingy. I don't even take care of myself. Like, you know what I mean? They kind of choose that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I was talking to you about. Over COVID, I realized, my man, you need to, you just administer for everybody else.
Of course, as a caregiver.
Yeah, how about you? You know what I mean? And they always say, like, people like you, caregivers, who takes care, you know what I mean? Who takes care of the caregiver when the caregiver is down? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I bet all your moms they're used to you having a smile and an encouraging word and, you know what I mean, motivation all the time. So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. It's vibrating. Life is a blessing in itself, my sister.
Give thanks.
Give thanks. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Candid Conversation. We're talking to Sister Sunshyne P. Go check out Sunshyne P on all your social medias and everything like that. Can you go ahead and let them know your social medias, your handles, and things like that?
Absolutely. So on IG, I am Unique Sunshyne, SUNSHYNE. On TikTok, I am Unique Sunshyne, same, SUNSHYNE. On Facebook, I am Sunshyne P, SUNSHYNE, and then the letter P. I am Sunshyne Pollard on Facebook as well, SUNSHYNE, and then Pollard, POLLARD, which is my last name.
All right, there you got it. Listen, go follow her, click subscribe and all that thing there. Do the same for us. And a big shout out again to all our sponsors, all our wishes, OWF, Bush and Wine Adventures, Baraka Roses, Bahari Beach Hotel. We're coming back for that competition where a man can win a thing and go back, you know what I mean, taking the family out there. Now, my sister, I got something I need to know more about over here.
All right.
Here we go.
I love it. Love is giving you all, your everything to this special one. Don't be scared. Just let go. It's coming.
And the right.
When you love somebody, you give your all to make them
Tune.
Give thanks.
When you love somebody,
Family barbecue, everybody around and that thing going on over there.
yeah. There was so many times I had doubts in my mind and I didn't think our love was real. But I couldn't deny all the butterflies and the way that you make me feel. I want you all the time, get the speed, just a sign that we're really, really meant to be. Things our paths crossed in past lives, it's so deep. Hey, the way you look at me and smile, our love is clearly on display. Hey, you pull me close and hold me.
Hola. No. Let's take a moment and breathe. Listen, you know when like I told you, like now you go deep in, you play a tune. Since I got them tunes out there, I play a tune and then you're doing something else, right? Like okay, plays it, then you're okay. You're like, whoa, okay. Oh no. Let me start that one again then. Let me start that one again. Yeah. Talk to me about this one. What was going on about this one? Where did this come from?
So my special someone.
See? But this one is different, you know. This one is different, you know. Go on, I'll keep quiet.
So he showed me he would go the distance for me. He goes the distance for me. I was skeptical at first, and I had come up 2 years out of a bad relationship, and so it was hard for me to trust people ever again. And he showed me through healing, meditation, just loving from a pure space. He showed me what love's supposed to look like, going the distance. And so I was asked by a producer, another producer out of Trinidad and Tobago, LA Records, to write on a rhythm. And in my heart during that time, just all butterflies and whiskey in my belly. That's where that comes from, the cricks. You know when you get that love in your belly?
Love is giving you.
When you're bearing all.
Right. That's that rubber dub that could, vibes in the corner with your
grown
loved
folks, for grown folks. It's not around here. See what I'm saying?
Do a little pump, do a little,
Yeah.
You give your all to make them feel love. When you love somebody, when you love somebody, take the time to make them know it. There were so many times I had doubts in my mind and I didn't think our love was real. But I couldn't deny all the butterflies and the way that you make me feel. I want you all the time, get the feel, just a sign that we're really, really meant to be. Things our paths crossed in past lives, it's so deep. Hey, the way you look at me and smile, our love is clearly on display. Hey,
oh my days. Listen, I can only imagine you performing this one live. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The progression and everything, I can only I've consumed it. I'd love to see it live now. You know them ones they're like, I want to finish the journey. I've seen it. Now I've felt it. Now I wanna see how it's gonna look like.
So just book me and I'll come sing it live.
See,
I'll come to the UK and sing it live.
Let's speak into existence. Affirmations, innit? Divine information, right? I'm with you on that one, my sister. Yeah. And there's everything in there. The songwriting skill, everything. You bet all in that one. You know what I mean? That's a tune. That's a tune. It's one of them tunes that I don't know what it is, but it can fit them monumental situations like walking down the aisle situations, fast dance situations. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, those many monumental situations. It's one of them. I pray affirmation. That's what happens, isn't it?
Yes, I receive.
Yeah,
receive.
yeah, it's one of them, my dog. Trust me, it's one of them. It's one of them where you feel like, ooh, there's something going on here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Oh.